Jason Michael Carroll, and he happens to be sitting here right now.
Hey, brother.
Good to see you, man.
How you doing?
Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
going to be a lot of fun.
Anytime. Now, how have things been? I haven't seen you in a while.
Man, we've been so busy. We're out on the Raising the Bar tour right now, the Bucky Cup, and
Yeah.
the Cold Eggs.
The long-haired country boy tour.
It is. You know, I was trying to call it that. Hippies and beer just didn't take off. Raising the Bar just seemed to catch people's ear, but...
No, this is your first time here.
This is.
Because I saw you backstage at some festival in California.
Stagecoach.
Stagecoach, that's right.
Yeah, the very first. Kind of. They do Coachella every year, the rock festival.
Yeah.
And this was the first time they did it with country bands, and we were one of the first bands to kick it off. We were one of the first sounds of it this year.
Yeah, you were going to see somebody play, I think, when I saw you.
I believe it was either Willie Nelson or Chris Christopherson when I saw you.
Yeah. Now, see, that's like the coolest part about what you do, isn't it? Because it's like you're doing your job and you're a singer, but you know, you still get to go see greats like that.
Oh, I do.
It's
and
like a free ticket.
I remember standing, by the monitor board, 20 feet away from George Strait while he's singing "I Can Still Make Cheyenne," one of my favorite country songs of all time.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was just unbelievable.
That's pretty cool. So, what else? Halloween just happened. You have a good Halloween.
Halloween just happened.
Yeah.
I asked off for Halloween. They gave me off for Halloween. What they didn't give me off was travel days. So I flew home at midnight on Tuesday night. Got home. Picked the babies up early from school, got them dressed in their Halloween costumes, cooked dinner that night, and then I went out and trick-or-treated. We tried to do this whole Star Wars theme. I had this idea. I wanted to be Darth Vader.
Okay.
Well, my oldest son found out who Darth Vader was and thought it was cool, so he wanted to be Darth Vader, and I couldn't take it away from him. So I said, okay. I went online and found out this really cool Chewbacca outfit.
For yourself?
For me.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so my fiance Wendy went as Princess Leia. My oldest son went as Darth Vader. My brother went as a stormtrooper. My youngest son, JW, went as Yoda.
So it's the whole Star Wars theme.
We tried, and my my middle daughters, Savannah and Story, they would not participate in the Star Wars themes. They wanted to be Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, well, I remember seeing Powerpuff Girls in Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, so we made it work. I think that they were in that saloon that Han Solo is in.
Yeah. Do you impersonate Chewbacca? Did you do that?
I knew this was coming up.
Come on! Did you go to the door and instead of trick or treat, what'd you do?
I did a few times. It was like,
it good?
that was
That's
about
good.
it. But I scared the crap out of two little kids that night, which made me feel really bad.
No, that's what you're supposed to do.
But I did get a lot of high fives from like skater boys and pirates and stuff like that.
It's the one night of the year that grown men are allowed to scare children, and then
what was great was I walked to my mom's next door neighbor's house after Halloween trick or treating and everything, and I was still in my Chewbacca outfit, and they just had some trick or treaters walk away from the door. And when I walked up, he did a double take, and I saw his face. And when he opened the door, I took off the mask and said, "Hey, how you doing?" And he recognized me. He's like, "Dude, I saw you in that outfit." And he said, "That has got to be the biggest kid I've ever seen."
I don't have enough candy for this child. Well, how's everything else going, man? I mean, the career's going great.
It is.
Yeah.
We just found out that I believe we're going to be top 5 on my second single now.
Yeah.
So finally,
good job.
Two singles in a row, we're top 5, and it's still got some legs on it. So we'll see where it goes.
What is it about this business, this music? When did you decide that's what I want to do?
I remember years ago, and my dad was a fundamental independent Baptist preacher, and I remember seeing. If anybody out there doesn't know what that is, my dad said, I think my granddaddy said it best when he said that every time my dad would come over and witness to him, he'd thump the Bible so hard the pecans would fall off the tree in the backyard. But, I remember seeing all these evangelist families come through the church, and really, I mean, they'd get off their bus, they'd sing, they'd pack up, and they'd go to the next church and do it. And I thought it was so cool they were making a living playing music.
Yeah.
And I never knew how to go about doing it until, I guess about almost 11 years now ago. I remember I did a karaoke contest on a pop station back home. And this band in Durham, North Carolina, was looking for a new lead singer and heard me win the competition and said, "Hey, we're looking for a guy. Are you interested?"
Wow. So this isn't something that, like, as a little child, you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a country star."
I wanted to sing. I figured it'd be in church. I never knew how to go about doing it, and then the door was open through that first band, and I got a taste of it, and I really couldn't put it down.
A lot of gospel stuff and country music a lot of times will go hand in hand. How does that influence your background? How does that influence your music?
I think it really influences it a lot. My mom actually has asked me to make a gospel album for her, And
Yeah.
whether or not it's going to be something I do and release publicly, I think I actually may do it for Mom.
You know, that's what Alan Jackson did.
He
And
did.
it worked well for him. So
It did, you know.
I'd say give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
He does. I mean, Alan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it's good for Alan, it's good for me then.
What's the coolest thing since you've become an artist now in country music? What's the coolest thing you've done, gotten to experience? Someone you've gotten to meet that you thought,
Well, I mean,
never-
first year in the business, you know, I've been doing this for 11 years, but the album came out in February.
Yeah.
And, you know, so technically this is my first year. I mean,
Right.
you know, overnight sensation. It's just some folks. It's kind of cool, but first year in the business, and we just got off tour with Brooks and Dunn and Alan Jackson.
yeah,
To go headline or open up for those guys, and,
Yeah.
and then sit at their monitor board and watch them perform every night, and actually pretty much almost every day I went out to work out with Ronnie Dunn and his son JW and Terry
Yeah.
McBride and those folks there, which was never work out with JW if he's listening, dude. He's a 3rd-degree black belt.
Oh,
in
really?
Martial arts, dude. The guy will kill you in the gym. You know.
is he like benching everything there?
It's not the benching thing. He actually,
It's all fitness.
I asked Terry, I said, Terry, because I've known Terry McBride for a while, and Terry actually wrote some of the stuff on my album with me and Tommy Lee James. And I remember looking at Terry, I said, well, what do y'all do when y'all work out? He said, oh, just a lot of cardio and, you know, just getting the blood pumping. I said, cool. I go in the first day I work out with him, and JW says, man, I got this training regimen from the paratrooper rescue squad from the Army, dude. This is what they train with before they go out in the field. And, dude, he killed me that day.
Oh, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah,
I still exercise to my mom's old jazzercise.
Oh,
tape,
man,
so
I remember when I was in the Marine Corps, my drill instructor said it wasn't a good workout unless you felt like you were going to get sick in the middle of it. And twice that day I felt like I was going to. So good job.
even coming from like the Marine Corps, this is still hardcore.
Oh,
yeah.
it was interesting. Well, coming from the Marine Corps and not having done it in several years, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how out of shape I was. You know, maybe I do need to put the PlayStation remote down, but
Yeah, say don't and be careful in country music getting sponsored by an alcohol label because
yeah.
that's the end of a fitness.
Or hanging out with Eddie Montgomery and Troy Gentry, which I've done a couple times.
Bad
And
memories.
I always seem to walk away with a bottle of Jim Beam from them.
Did they break out the clear shine in the freezer?
You know, we have.
Hmm.
We've swapped it around a little bit, so it's been fun.
Devil juice. That's all that is. All right. Well, Matt, congratulations on everything. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you, brother. I
Waiting in the
appreciate
Country is a good album. Which you wrote how many songs?
it. I think five songs on the
Yeah.
album I had a hand in writing.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is,
Especially
and
now,
I'm very proud of it. And we're trying to
Yeah.
go for something like that on the next one. You know, I'm doing a lot of writing now, and
Cool.
and we've actually found some really good songs that we're happy with from other artists here in town. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm really excited about the next record.
Well, man, thank you so much for coming by. Congratulations, everything. Be careful working out and stay away from Eddie and Troy.
Absolutely.
With the shine.
If you think of a new Halloween outfit for next year, let me know. I've got to think of something to get
Got
the
a whole
family
new,
involved.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, maybe.
Dude,
That's-
Flintstones.
maybe. You got to walk around barefoot all night.
Yeah.
It's good to see you, dude.
You too, brother.
All
Thanks.
right, go pick up Waiting in the Country from Jason Michael Carroll right here.